Welcome back.
Hello.
This is a Thoraya speaking.
This is Yasmin. How are you?
Guys, we are a little bit sorry that we missed our second week of the season 6, but Yasmin has a story to tell you.
That was all because of my immune system.
She has the best one.
I have the best one yet.
Mhm.
Wallah, it's unmatchable.
Don't even try to match it.
No. Who can get sick 10 times in a year? Nobody.
Yasmin.
Just me.
For
So,
For real.
yeah, it was fun. I don't know how I got it. I got COVID. I don't know how the fuck I got it. We were traveling a lot in the past couple weeks for work purposes.
And usually your immune system does go down when you're traveling. So if
Yeah.
there's anybody who is sick, of course you're going to catch it.
Yeah,
just
there
like
was
that.
someone that was sick,
Yeah.
and they didn't say anything. Yeah,
I truly hate it when people do that.
I hate
like
it so
it's so
much.
selfish.
At least wear a mask. Like,
Mhm.
this is the bare minimum that you can do to stay respectful for other people, because not everybody got a strong ass immune system. So please,
True.
Wear
At
a
least
mask.
wear a mask
Yeah.
if you're sick, so
And
you
then-
don't get everybody else sick.
in the plane, oh my God, everybody was coughing like nasty coughs, and they were not wearing masks or anything.
You know, when
and
you
I'm
told
just
me you
like-
got sick, there was a surge of COVID. Like all the news was writing about the surge of COVID because people are going back to school.
Yeah.
Like summer vacations are ending, so everybody's traveling back to their, local destinations. So the surge was super high, and people were like going to interviews, schools.
Yeah.
First week of meeting students and other people. So there was a surge, and I think it's still happening.
Yes, it
Yeah.
is. And this one, I think it just developed that it doesn't give you immunity for 3 months anymore. So if you got it, you can like get immune to it for like a week or two, and then you can get it again. And it's spreading crazy. So I'm like, okay.
I try to
fun.
eat healthy and try to get like vitamins, natural vitamins in myself, and protect myself basically from getting sick. But I'm sure that you cannot stop it. You know what I mean? You can do whatever you can do, but if everybody is around you that is sick and you are in a closed area like an airplane and the air is just circulating, of course
It's a
you're gonna
virus.
get sick. Yeah.
There is no way, no matter how your immune system is so good, it's a virus. You know, you touch
Exactly.
something, somebody else touched it that were sick, and that's it. You got it.
Exactly. But we are back. We
yeah.
are back. It's okay. It's like we never left.
Yes, it was fun. It was a hell of a week. Wallah. It was crazy. The fever, the fever got me. I swear to God, when I was sleeping, I was like, in Arabic or in Iraqi, you don't really say as much unless you're in pain.
Unless you are really in
Yeah.
pain.
So at night, I was like, yumma, yabe. So
It's
over.
like, yeah, I know what you mean.
I was like, this is the end. If this is it, if I'm gonna die because of fever,
That's so
this is unacceptable.
No, I won't accept it. It's okay. I'll bring you back. Try again.
Oh, yeah, it was. It's over with. It's fine.
Yeah, but this is how you knew
Yeah.
it was bad, when you were going to bed and
Oh,
you're like,
literally. I swear to God, I was like, yeah, this is the end,
Because
because
hilarious.
the fever was not going down, and then the next morning I was like, I'm so dramatic, like I'm surviving, nothing happened.
Because you slept.
yeah, yeah, and I took my meds and everything, but it's over, and we are back, and we missed y'all so much.
And today's topic, y'all. Today's topic
it's a hell of a
is
one.
so, I don't know, like it's so deep, it's so meaningful, and I can't believe that this is what's going on, but we are going to be talking about it because I cannot not talk about it. Seriously, like it's
Sadly.
been itching me for like a whole month.
Yeah, sadly, really.
So what's going to happen, or what is happening, we're both Iraqis, okay? And we still have a lot of ties to Iraq, A lot of my family and friends live in Iraq, and I know people who used to live in the States and moved to Iraq, you know what I mean? Moved back to Iraq. The situation is safe there. But what's happening is they're trying to change inheritance and family laws, because like everywhere you go, there is family laws, marriage laws, divorce laws, inheritance laws. It's basically personal issue laws, That's what they're trying to change in Iraq. And what they're trying to do is like they're not just changing one thing, they're changing multiple things. And one of the biggest things is that there is no age limitation to legal marriage.
Yep.
Exactly. So like you can get married at 2, you can get married at 3 and it would count legal. In the current law, it's illegal. Like Iraq has signed child rights with like international
Yeah.
child rights
Until you're 18.
until you're 18 because all modern countries, if you think about it, and reasonable countries have signed that law, which is to protect children under 18 from getting a legal marriage.
Yep.
If you get married under 18 and you go to the court to say, hey, I want to put this marriage, but I'm not 18 yet, you would have to pay money. There is a fee to pay because you broke the law and you got married under 18. They want to remove that now, where you can get married at any age you want to.
Basically, there is a limit technically, but not really. It's like 9 years old, or if you if your body is capable of getting married and holding a child. Their excuse is that there are some girls that are 9 years old that are capable of carrying a child because they look a lot more like a woman. Their body has developed way faster than any other girl,
Yeah.
and that this girl is capable of carrying a child, having a whole family, taking care of another soul, basically. But still, that same person cannot drive, cannot vote, cannot make any other decisions, but they can take care of a whole family. How does make that make sense?
It
That
does not
to
make
me
sense.
that does not make any sense.
They're trying to convince women that you guys are not built the same. Some of y'all at 9 years old can have kids and raise a family. Like, relax. We all know nobody in this world at 9 years of age can build a family. Like, nobody. I don't care who you are, even if you were the smartest human being alive, you still cannot build a family at 9 years of age. I don't care what religion says. I'm very respectful. I'm a person that respects every single religion, even religions that I've never heard of. I
It's
don't care what you believe in. I don't care what religion you follow, but you cannot put religion into law. Law has to be above everybody. So for them to change this and give rights to religious figures to initiate weddings and marriages and end them and do whatever they want, I feel like this is going to be like destroying the Iraqi country as a
so
whole, honestly.
first of all, I just want to say this, that it being the first civilization on this
Mm-hmm.
planet, and one of the smartest people came out of Iraq, and we basically created the whole education system for everybody else to follow. It's a very powerful country. We have also a lot of natural resources that everybody wants to get from us these days. There were specific countries, and I'm saying this, and a lot of y'all are going to get pissed at me, and I honestly don't care. I wish that you get it the right way. There were multiple countries before that has a lot of natural resources that the US or Israel or any other countries wanted it from them, like Saudi Arabia, and they put them in a box for the longest amount of time. They wanted their women to think in a specific way. They took their rights from them. They could not drive. They could not do a lot of things. There were also like marriage age legal stuff there as well. So for the longest amount of time, we saw how Saudi Arabia was suffering, how women in Saudi Arabia were suffering.
Yeah.
And now that the only way they could get out of it is to kind of hold ties with countries that are hindering the Middle East.
Yeah.
Now those countries, their next focus is Iraq, because it's one of the most strongest countries, Iraq and Iran. And if you see these two countries, women in these countries, they have zero rights. In Iraq, it's much better, but now they are implementing these rules to get us to that point of Iran, that we have no power, no education to a certain level, and they're trying to make everybody think the same by giving them right to giving the right to the families to make them get married at 9 years old.
Yeah, basically,
Not giving
your
yeah,
dad's religion decides at what age you get married and what are your marriage rights.
and then you're not inheriting anything from your family land wise. So
Yeah.
let's say if you have a very rich parents, right? They have lands and they have buildings and they have cars and they have whatever. If they died and they have a girl and a boy, a daughter and a son, the son basically can inherit everything from the dad, and the daughter cannot inherit anything in land. Like anything that
You can
the
have a car, you can have the
yeah,
furniture, you can have the clothes, you can
but they
have.
know that the land is the most expensive shit.
Yeah.
So they don't want to give it to the girl.
Which, by the way, there is nothing in Islam that states this.
Nothing at all.
Nothing. It's just like,
At all. And it's disrespectful because it's one of the most diverse countries on this planet. We have so many
tree.
different
So many but different
different
beliefs.
religions
Yeah.
in there.
Yeah.
Iraq, if you think that Iraq is only an Islamic country, they have fooled you. It's a very diverse country. It's actually not for Muslim people.
Yeah, it's so true.
It is meant to be for Christianity, for other different, religions in there as
Yeah.
well. So for us to be the majority there nowadays and decide things that everybody else gotta follow, that's just very disrespectful.
Yeah.
Because not everybody believe in the same stuff that you believe in. I'm Muslim. I don't believe in the stuff that you are saying right now.
Yes.
Because to me, from what I studied and what I respect and what I believe in, there were never a point in Islam that said you can marry a girl that is 9 years of age. And if you guys are talking about the Prophet and his marriages and stuff, there's a proof that he got married to one of his wives when she was 16. So that's like back then, it makes sense to me that 16 is almost like an 18 because they were both
16
different.
is fine.
It's different,
I went to
right?
middle schools where I've seen 16,
Yeah, pregnant
14
and-
pregnant by
yeah.
choice.
Yeah, yeah.
Though, by choice. And yes, the law has the right to make you pay fees if you want to get married under the legal age of marriage. That's the law. You want to do it? Go ahead, do it. We're not stopping you, but you have to pay a fee. That's the law. Just like if you want to speed in your car, you get a ticket, but you can't speed. Nobody's going to stop you. The police is
Literally.
going to stop you, give you a ticket, you can go ahead and speed.
The rules
It's
are
exactly
supposed
same
to
thing.
stop you.
Like, I don't understand why they're thinking that the current law is stopping people. Like, they're trying to make us feel or make us believe that the current law is stopping people from practicing their religions. That's a lie. That's a lie. Every single woman that has gotten married in Iraq, they go to the court and the court asks them, what type of religion do you follow? And they just write it. The court does not care what is your religion. They write it on your certificate. That's bye-bye. You got married in the court legally with the religion that you believe in, with the beliefs that you believe in written on your certificate. So how is that stopping people from following their religion?
It's not. It's not. They're just doing it so that these people in power, first of all,
It's
if
for
Exactly.
pedophilia.
Yeah, if you
They
are
wanna practice
pedophile-
pedophilia without any
Synced. because
consequences.
I was thinking the same thing.
No, really.
If you have certain desires to do something to a girl, to a little girl, to a kid, then it's legal for you.
Yeah.
But if we talk, it's so embarrassing because right now, as a Iraqi person, I feel very embarrassed saying that my country is actually thinking about these rules and actually gonna make it happen one day,
Exactly.
sadly. What I am thinking is that 99% of the people in the streets are not okay with this. We are very educated. We are very open-minded people.
Like
People are
literally
fed up.
nobody.
Yes.
Like you can count the people who are with it, and you can tell that these people are criminals, pedophilia
Yes.
people that don't even believe what they're saying. Like seriously, they're just being paid to say that. Like their votes are being bought, which is a shame. But this is what's happening,
Exactly. And it's just like I just want to put this out there. Please don't look at us differently. It is embarrassing. We, as people, don't agree with this shit. We will never be okay with it. It is just the people in power. Same thing as they fed the idea for y'all that we are terrorists and all this bullshit. Certain countries are benefiting from Iraq doing these rules because they're always
course.
going to make us look like we are uneducated and we are barbaric to get control over us. Because the next thing after all these changes of rules, some of the countries, first of all, the US is going to be like, oh, they are, you know,
Yeah, they're behind.
they're behind.
They
Yeah,
wanna
we
treat
need to
us like-
help them.
Yeah.
We need to help the women in there. So let's invade them and steal the oil and do all this shit and blah blah blah.
Another thing that they want to change is that your husband, if you are married, your husband is not obligated. Your husband is not obligated to give you money if you don't entertain him sexually, cook for him, clean the house, listen for him, and yes ma'am, yes ma'am,
That one
do
is funny as
everything
fuck.
that he asks for. If you don't do that, then he's not obligated to give you allowance as his wife. I'm like, what?
Imagine
Like-
entertaining a man just to get
Like
your money.
what is this
Jesus.
bullshit that we're talking about? Like, I've never even heard this anywhere, to be honest with you. Like, this is insane, and it should be so shameful. Like, congressmen and women are sitting and listening to this bullshit. Like, what? Like, imagine people get paid to do and talk about this bullshit and decide a whole thing on their own population. Like, how are you thinking about this? You have, every man has a sister and a mom. If you don't have a sister, you have a mom. You didn't come out of the hole. You know what I mean?
But that's the thing. It's not the people. It's the people in power. Their
And they're not
mom,
Iraqis.
their mom and their sister would never be in that situation because they have the
Exactly.
power, right?
Exactly.
Their wife, their one wife that has their kids is never going to go through that situation
So
because
true.
she is the mother of their child. It's just their other little girls that they want to have fun with and then throw in the streets so that way they don't have to pay for them later on if they get divorced. You know, they don't have to get their share after divorce.
So true.
It's for their own sexual
Pedophilia.
desires. Yeah, and
there
and-
is no
yeah,
other reason.
Yeah, it's disgusting actually. It's to me for like people of the government to go out and say that if you don't entertain me sexually, I'm not going to give you money. You are treating her as if she is a
Prostitute.
prostitute.
No, literally.
Like
Literally.
I'm not trying to disrespect anybody here, but you are treating her as a girl that is just out in the street at night and you just picked up in a car. Like that's not, you cannot call her your wife. I'm sorry. And another thing, the idea of a 50-year-old man marrying a 9-year-old.
You know it's happening. We all know that it's
It's-
happening.
it's-
But for me, that there is a law that is against it. If the law finds out about it, it will criminalize it. You know what I mean? But for us to open the door and make it
Open.
non-criminal
Yes. Yes.
for these things to happen, that's the issue. You know, we all know there are so many things that are illegal that people still do, but there's a law. The law is not going to say, "Oh, I'm just going to decriminalize everything." Go ahead and do it. Since it's already happening, just go ahead and do it. No, that's bullshit. It doesn't make sense. Like it doesn't make sense. And I hope that these laws are just ideas and they're just making people angry and that's it. I hope that they never get documented down and actually implemented, because the minute these things get implemented, I'm sure a lot of women gonna leave Iraq. A lot of, especially women who are born in families where the father and the brothers and the men in the family are controlling the things. I think we're gonna have a lot of runaways. We're gonna have a lot of families that are destroyed because of these like these laws. If they get implemented, I just don't see anything good coming out of them. Nothing, absolutely nothing.
I have hope though in the people that are out in the streets and that are being vocal about
Yeah.
it,
People are
because
protesting.
yeah, because it's never going to be okay for people. As I said, we are very educated and we are fed up from whatever the fuck the government is feeding us every single day. Unnecessary shit that we have to go through, but it's going to happen, sadly, right? They're going to vote on it and I already know that it's going to happen, but
I don't think it's gonna happen. That's the thing. I think it's just. I don't think it's gonna get implemented.
you don't
Like,
think so?
I think we have women in Iraq that are so powerful. Like, I have hope in these people. I have hope in men and women who are powerful, educated to make this stop. Because if this shit get implemented, I'm never gonna get married in Iraq. I'm just gonna get married in the United States, and that's it. I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna be nothing. I won't do my paperwork in Iraq. I just won't. Like,
I mean,
it's bullshit. What's the point? It's not gonna benefit me. It's not gonna benefit my household. It's not gonna benefit my kids. Why would I get married in a country that is against my laws and my family believes? You know, it's
Yes.
stupid.
It's there's one more law that we forgot about. The I forgot how to
Which
say
one?
it in English. The mom gets to keep the kid until he's 7 years old, and after that, if the parents divorce, the mom gets to keep the kid if until he's 7 years old, and then after that, the dad gets him, and she does not get to see him
Yeah.
again until he's 18.
I think that's for the boys and the girls. I think something there's something about 2 years only.
No, that's so in the Quran there's something that says the mom is supposed to breastfeed the kid until they're 2 years
Yeah,
old, right?
yeah.
That's when like they fully get
Develop,
all
yeah.
get all the nutritions from the mom's milk, right?
Breastfeeding. Okay.
They take it in a way that the kid only needs the mom until he's 2 years old. Y'all are stupid. For you to interpret a book that is so deeply done, like very, very well put together in a way that you just interpret it that,
However you want it to
yeah,
be
however it's
interpreted.
convenient for you,
Yeah.
that is just
Disrespectful to your own.
stupidity.
Yeah.
to be honest. So you are thinking that you can take the kid away at 2 years old is really gonna be problematic. So you push it until 7 years old. And 7 years old, you know why? Because in they have another interpretation from the Quran that at 7 years old you're supposed to make your little girl wear hijab and start praying and start doing all the other chores that the Islam never put a specific number in the Quran. Never. I don't know where y'all getting these numbers from. So at 7 years old, then that mission gets put on the dad, because the dad is the one that disciplines the kids. Have y'all seen the dads that go marry whatever girl there is out there, and then the stepmom ends up killing the kid?
There are actually cases in Iraq
Yes.
where the stepmoms are treating the kids, the stepkids, very poorly, and some of them have died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally have been killed, and it's a crime, and they don't do anything to the stepmom because it's a stepmom.
And we know there are parents who are bad. We know there is no one way for this. But why is the law leaving it to religious people to say what's up? No, it should be two lawyers representing the mom and the dad, and they can mutually sit down and discuss how they want to raise their kids. Me and the law should never get involved in this. Nobody should get involved in this. The law should protect the kids, and it's up to the mom and dad how to agree to raise their kids. Like, why are we putting religion into it? Why are we putting an age for this? Maybe the kid at 7 does not want to see the dad. Why aren't we leaving it to the kids? If you can talk and you know what's up, then you get to decide. You get to decide where you want to stay as a kid. Yeah, at 7 years of age, you can decide whether you want to live with your mom and dad freely. And you can change your mind if you want to. You are a kid.
Yes. And at that age, your kids are very smart. 7, 8.
Yeah, they're not stupid.
They're very, very smart. And I saw One kid during the protest,
Yeah.
he was talking. I swear I got the chills, like from him just talking about his mother. He was like, she taught me how to be respectful. She taught me how to be mindful of other people's feelings. She taught me how to
Oh.
be have all the manners that I need. I don't want to be with my dad. And he was so emotional. You could see it in his eyes because he is at that age
Yeah.
where if this law
Like they're
becomes
literally afraid.
if this actually becomes the law, then he has to leave his mother and go with his dad. And he was like, I don't want to be with my dad. I want to be with her. She is the one that taught me everything. He was never there for
I
me.
would be scared too, to be honest.
He literally said it. He was never there for him. So for you to give the right to the dad to just go snatch this kid off of his mom's lap like it's nothing. That is very,
just
very
doesn't make sense. I swear, like every
sad.
single thing that they want to implement, every single idea that they want to change,
Doesn't
it
make
just does
sense.
not make sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Like in the Iraqi law, it says all Iraqis are free. It doesn't say Iraqi men are free to decide what to do with their life. No, it says all Iraqis. That means kids, women, children, everybody. So by them changing this law, they're just giving all the rights to the men. They're taking every single right from kids and women, which is stupid.
But who are we? The government is not to blame.
Yeah.
It's who is moving the
It's
government.
the parliament, and I know even in the United States, we vote the parliament into their positions, and we have no say after the vote, and they can change whatever they want. But not to this point. I don't think it will ever in years. I mean, I'm talking shit. Relax. They just took our rights in the United States
What do you
from
mean?
like
I was
abortion.
so- yeah, I
Abortion
you're
rights.
talking.
Yeah, I'm like talking as America is whatever. No, guys,
This is the biggest scam country on this planet.
I'm being a hypocrite right here,
I'm
but
sorry.
like
U.S. is the biggest scam. They lie to you. They make you believe that you have all the freedom, but you don't. You have one line. If you go outside of the line,
yeah,
you
same
might
thing as
be
happened with the
ended.
abortion. Like we voted the parliament to vote and do whatever. Now we don't have any say after that. The parliament have decided to take the abortion rights from women in Texas, and that's it. We just have to live with it. And that's exactly the same bullshit they're trying to do in Iraq on a bigger scale, not just abortion.
Exactly. But when I said I didn't mean like the parliament that is doing this in Iraq, it's the U.S. and Israel. I'm sorry. I know very well what they're trying to do is that they make these countries, very educated countries, very weak so they can, you know,
Yeah, I mean that's
spread their land in that area.
but this is how you really get into a society is break it apart,
Yeah.
make problems between the citizens, and this is how you break it, make it very weak because people are not united. You cannot break people who are united. When you unbreak, make everybody not united, you can then walk in and do whatever you want and change
Yeah.
whatever you want, and this is how the 2003 war happened.
Yeah,
They
but,
broke the Iraqi in half. Basically,
Yes.
the Iraqis were divided. They were like pro Saddam against Saddam,
Yeah.
and they got us into a war, and they fucked up the country ever since. And we've been living in a shithole in Iraq with this
But it's-
bullshit for years and years. But thank God we're in the United States. Honestly, I thank God, because if I was in Iraq and these laws, I would be out in the street right now.
To me, it's not.
Protesting. I'll be out in the street protesting and knocking on every single woman's door and be like, you better fucking go out and protest. Every single woman. I would seriously probably pay women to be on the street.
To
This
me,
is not okay.
To me, it's
I would
not,
pay them.
To me, it's not a difference, to be honest. Being here or being in Iraq. Maybe if that thing that is happening right now in Iraq had happened last year before everything that is going on right now in Palestine, I would have been like, okay, yeah, the U.S. is much better. It's not. It really isn't. The only difference here is we don't, we still have the laws of the marriage at 18 or whatever, right? We still have some decency. Did I say it right?
Yeah.
In certain things. But trust me, the way that the U.S. is moving, especially Texas, we are going to be worse than Iraq.
Maybe I can never say never.
Exactly. You don't know. And especially now that we are being shut up by so many different things and we
If you
don't
don't shut
have
up, you're laid off.
yeah.
What?
Yes, a lot of people
The
lost
country
their
of freedom.
jobs, a lot of people lost their life, a lot of people lost their entire future just because
Their community.
they were peacefully protesting outside for other humans'
Yeah.
rights. So the US is not any better, but it's just going to happen because think about it, this area near Palestine, Syria is weak, right?
Serious.
Jordan
Effed.
has no other option.
Effed.
They have no other option. Iraq now
Has no other option.
is messed up. Iran has been messed up. And their only goal right now is going to be Egypt.
Yeah.
It either works with them like Jordan is doing.
And Egypt is
Or-
so poor. Like, oh my God.
But
they
no,
broke
but they have-
it. They broke the economy of Egypt. Imagine Egypt
Yeah.
is so poor.
But they still have their tourism, and that's never going to be taken away unless they want to be stupid and they take that away from them, which I don't think so. They're probably going to work with it,
Yeah.
work with their government
Yeah.
to take over and just make it
But
like a very touristy
If you think
area
about
and
it,
make
who
money out of
owns the resorts?
them? US.
Outsiders, foreigners, not
foreigners.
Egyptians.
Yeah.
I promise you, Egyptians don't own any of the resorts that are being opened up on the, what is it, Sahel and the Red Sea, and all these areas are all foreign investors. They're
That's why
not
it's so
owned by
expensive.
Egyptians. And yeah, maybe they'll protect the country and it's peaceful. They'll make it like more peaceful, more welcoming. They'll take care of it for their own benefits, which I'm okay with that. Honestly, as long as you can keep it safe and people are not being bombed left and right, then it's okay. You can invest in their country, you can make money, but at least make it safe for the locals.
No, I'm not
Don't
talking
kill
about
them.
investing though. I'm talking about taking over the land.
Oh, they already
And
took
that
it.
is going to happen.
I think they already took it. I think the whole Middle East land control is all by UK, US, and of course Israel, because Israel is part of the US. When I say Israel and the US, it's the same thing. It's the same thing.
Israel is more powerful. The US is a little toy in Israel's hand. That is to me.
Yeah,
because they
but
have
I feel
the
like
money.
Israel is like one of the United States.
You think of it as one of the states of
Yeah,
the United
yeah.
States. I think that
the state.
it's Washington D.C. girl.
Oh, it is.
It's running the whole
It's
U.S. up.
Washington D.C.
It is running the whole U.S.
Israel
up.
is Washington D.C.
So
100%.
yeah, it's scary. And
We say this on the podcast, like out here in the public, because a lot of people are talking about it, guys. And seriously, I'm not afraid. This is my
don't care.
beliefs. These are my beliefs, and they will forever stay consistent. Like, this is something that I know for a fact that will never change. For me, even 18 is too young, but at least there is a law. At least there is
Yeah.
a law that all countries can agree on, put by scientists, that by 18, it's okay to make it legal to get married.
And you can do everything
okay.
else. You
Exactly.
can vote. You can drive.
Yeah.
You can do everything else legally at 18.
I mean,
But
we
for
have to
you
agree on something.
yeah.
Come on, bro. Like, if we leave it open and not implement any laws, then what's the point?
It's gonna be a
It'd
jungle.
be ape shit.
Fucking jungle. I swear.
Exactly. At least let's implement the simple laws that have been implemented because based on science. That's where the brain is okay to handle bigger things. You know what I mean? It's okay. And we all know by 18, you are capable of driving. You are capable of having a family if you decide to. Is it going to be perfect? I don't know. But you are capable of doing a lot of things at 18, even at 16. I know that I was 16 working, driving, doing everything that I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
But the law says 18. I have to follow the law. I have to. It's not up to me. Just like now, abortion is illegal in Texas. You have to follow it. That's it. It's been implemented.
Do
I
we
don't know.
agree with it? We don't. But It is implemented. So that's another thing. One day they're gonna be like, well, we implemented it now. It's 9 years old. You gotta follow it. If you
Yeah.
got a daughter and I wanna marry her,
Yeah.
I'm gonna still do it without you agreeing or not. Because you know that they're saying now the parents can decide. Some of the parents don't care about their kids, first of all.
Absolutely.
They want money.
Yeah.
So they will sell their kids.
Mm-hmm.
Second of all,
Mm-hmm.
some parents are just going to be scared of you because if you are a man of power, you can literally kill the parent and get the girl
Yeah.
just for your sexual desires.
Yeah. Iraq is a third world country. Keep that in
It
mind.
will happen in any country.
It's so true.
It still
would happen.
happens here. You
So
know,
true.
like it's
It's so true.
insane. But it's just the fact that they're making it a law, making it open and
Yeah.
something that is, legal and it's fine.
Decriminalizing something.
Yeah.
It's really bad. It's not like we're talking about alcohol. This is not something that your intake. These are laws that affects children rights. Honestly to God, I'm not even worried about women rights. I'm worried about children rights.
Yeah.
Like children rights. Women, we can run away, we can fight.
We can take care of it.
Yeah,
we're
we can
strong.
handle it. But like kids, are you serious? These because kids are men and women. You know what I mean? So like it's gonna affect the kids. Like at the end of the day, these laws are affecting the kids, and it's all for pedophilia. Honestly, like every single law that they're trying to change, and I'm like, what? What? It's stupid. In Iraqi law, you can't have two wives. If your first wife does not agree
Yeah.
on you having a second wife or a third wife or a fourth wife, you cannot get married. What they're trying to change is you can get married and have kids
And that's not a Quran.
and get married again a
Yeah.
third, a fourth, a fifth, a sixth, and not tell your wife, and she does not have to agree. Where? How is that? Like, how does that make sense? How is that helping any family? Like, how is
Yeah.
that helping anybody?
And in the Quran, that has nothing like to do with this law because in Quran, if let's say if there is a guy and he is married to one girl, he has to take her permission to get married again and for a specific reason. If there is a problem and they cannot have kids, he can marry another the
Or
second
he
girl.
is wealthy and he's taking care of another woman,
But not just for
equally.
sexual desires.
I know.
That
I
is not. It's not the case in
It's
Islam
not sexual desires
at all.
No.
It has to be for a reason. You can either not have kids, your wife is like sick, and like there's something that is going on, right? But no, they are legalizing it for sexual desires,
I know.
and that is not in the
I know.
Quran at all.
And by them taking the rights from the court to issue the marriages and giving it to religious figures to issue legal marriages, that opens a door for me to get married tonight and get divorced tomorrow. You know what I mean? Because I can get married today and get divorced tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's okay. By law, you can't do that. But with the religious figures issuing legal marriage certificates, you'll be able to do that. And your first wife does not have to know a thing. And you're not doing something haram because you are marrying a girl. I don't want to say bullshit, but like, this is bullshit. This is prostitution, but let's just make it
Legalize.
religious prostitution. What? Because you got married to her. So it's not like you didn't just have sex with her out without
No,
no
it's
reason.
halal.
Yeah, it's halal.
It's 100%
It's
halal.
halal sex,
Yeah.
Because you got married yesterday, but you can get divorced today.
You know, this is one of
And
the
your
biggest.
wife will never be able to say, "Oh, you cheated on me. I'm going to divorce you." No, you can't do that because first of all, that was his wife. You can't tell your
Yeah.
husband that he cheated on you with his wife. You know what I mean? It's like my hand cannot comprehend it. I cannot comprehend this bullshit.
It's one of the biggest sins in Islam is pleasure marriage.
yeah.
Is to just marry to get some pleasure from
And now
the
they're making it
girl
legal.
and then leaving her the next day, right? This is
exactly.
like one of the biggest sins in Islam. It's well known. It's in so many verses in the Quran.
Exactly.
So for you to come up to me and say that we are following the religion, what religion are you following? You're not following the book.
The book,
You're not
exactly.
following the book of rules that God gave you to make this world better. So how is it religious? First of all, why is alcohol legal then? Isn't it haram? In the Quran, it says it is haram, right? But I guess you don't want to say that this is illegal because it's part of your pleasure process, right? You need a bottle of alcohol with a 9-year-old girl, and you do your own pedophilia shit. This sounds disgusting, and I'm actually fucking feeling
I
disgusted
swear.
right now, but it's the truth.
It's so disgusting to even think about it and talk about it. Like when I seriously first heard about these like thoughts about implementing the laws and they're actually having like already read those laws already, like they already read them for the first time in the parliament, and now they read it a second time in the future and then they vote on them. So there are two other steps, but since we already did one step out
Yeah.
of the three, it's scary
Yeah.
and it's shameful.
Because how did it get out there? Somebody had to agree on it, right? So
Like,
that's
I
why I'm
literally
like,
don't
it's gonna
understand.
happen.
It's helping nobody. Like there are men in the street protesting for their wives
Of
and
course.
kids
'Cause
and
people
mothers.
are educated. We are fed up. That's why I'm saying, please, don't put this on us. It's not the people. It's the
It's really
government.
not the
It is
people.
the government. Iraqi people are one of the nicest people on this planet. We are very educated. We love life. We love to be having fun and stuff like that. And if you go to Iraq now, Thoraya went recently and she's telling me it's like full of life.
It's so full of life.
People are so happy with the developments that are happening right now.
And people are educated.
Yes.
If you think about it, in today's world, like especially in the past 4 years, the world has all been like in one group. You know what I mean? Like I feel like the world now has about similar thoughts when it comes to things like
United,
this. Especially when it comes to human rights, especially when it comes to children and human rights. I say children because they're the most vulnerable. They cannot fight and have the abilities to do things that adults have. That's why for me, not all humans are equal. Children rights cannot be broken.
They have
Period.
to come first before anybody.
Exactly. Before
Anybody.
anybody.
Because they cannot vote against y'all. They don't have
Exactly.
the right to vote.
Exactly.
Give the kid a right to vote and I will leave you alone.
It's so
because
true.
then they can choose.
So
That's
true.
if voting is something that
That's what-
is actual and accurate. Because we all know in Iraq, it happened multiple times. Y'all fake the votes.
And then in the
everything.
last election, 30% of Iraqis voted. They try to fake it and say, oh, 60%. No, 30%, if even less.
Yeah, because
Even
nobody
less.
believes in it. And
People were at the ballots and it was empty. People were not voting because they lost the trust in voting. And that is disappointing. People who are making these laws, these are not people that won. No, the winner has stepped away. This is why those people are on those chairs. So no matter, like, even if people voted or did not vote, the people who are making the laws don't have the right to be sitting there and making the laws. This is why it's so dangerous to think about it. These are not local thoughts. These are foreigner thoughts to break the society. Like it's an outside work. It's not an inside work.
yeah.
It's definitely it's stupid.
And how do you have the head of the parliament
Yeah.
to go to the court for stealing so many stuff and for abusing his wife and blah blah blah, so many cases, right? And then the next week he runs again for parliament and then he wins the same fucking
wins.
shit. I'm like, how is that even possible? How do y'all break the trust of people and then have the audacity to fake the voting to make one of y'all's people win
again?
Right? Yeah. Someone that is a thief. And y'all want people to vote again? Like, there's no way that people are going to vote. We're not stupid. And those 30%, I'm sure, is not even
Yeah,
like...
it's not even 30.
Yeah, it's probably way less than that. And people that were probably bought to with certain things to go vote, not actually them wanting to have change, because we all believe there is no change that's going to happen from voting. The only change that could happen in Iraq and in other Middle Eastern countries is resistance and protesting and being out there and scaring the fuck out of the government, that we can be united and we can make it all work together. But it's easier saying it than doing it, actually, because at the end of the day, I am here in the US, so I'm not really going to be in danger. I know it's very, very dangerous, and we saw what happened in 2020, beginning of,
Yeah,
end of
20.
2019,
Yeah, yeah.
October 2019, I think. A lot of innocent people died just for protesting peacefully. They were standing outside the wall of the government and they were just shouting peaceful stuff. They were literally singing, having music on, and just being out in the streets. And they started shooting at them and killing so many people. And that happened over the course of multiple weeks.
Yeah.
I don't have the statistics of how many people, but
Yeah.
tens of thousands of young men died,
Iraqis were
and
protesting
girls
everywhere
too.
in the world.
It
Everywhere
was
in the
so
world.
good. I thought if COVID had not hit, that could have been a point where Iraq has had
A point
would
of
have
change,
been
yeah.
a complete country now.
Yeah. I
Because
agree.
it's been 4 years or 5 years. It could have been one of the best countries by now.
Yeah. Yeah.
People were so brave, and I know that people are still brave. It's just it takes a lot of courage to just be out there, and I
It's
really
true.
don't I'm not in the place to tell y'all what to do, because
True.
you are the most ones that are suffering
People
from
who
these
are
shit.
living in Iraq right now, who are Iraqi residents now in Iraq, have been speaking like these laws, and like when they first came out and people heard about them, people been speaking like since the day that these laws got out and people are speaking about them. I know that even on social media, even in real life, I've been seeing a lot of people that go against it, and I still have not seen a big figure that is pro these changes. Even religious figures, even I don't give them any authority, but even religious figures have spoken that these laws are not right. These laws are not even
Yeah.
religion. These are not part of Islam. These are not Islamic laws that the parliament is trying to implement on people and its citizens, and telling them, oh, it's because the freedom of practicing your own religion. These are bullshit. Like, seriously bullshit. And I hope I don't know. I'm just praying they do not get implemented. I'm praying that every single woman that has power and authority out there to go out and speak, every single man, every single, I don't know, senior that has any authority, just go out and speak. I feel like it needs to be
Yeah.
times 3, times 4.
Because they're putting words in the name of Islam, and they're putting words in the name of the Prophet that had never happened. And actually, I was watching one of the debates of a man that he's so disgusting. He's agreeing to everything that the laws are the
And-
government
okay.
that the laws that they're putting out there, and he basically says that we have no right to say our opinions. We should just follow what the government tells us. And I'm like, what are we, sheeps? Like,
For
what do you
real,
want us
why?
to be, sheeps? Just like go straight and not say anything? And then there were another girl that her name is Qamar.
Yeah.
She's under 29 years old. She's very young.
Yeah.
She's a lawyer.
Yeah.
Very, very brave. I love her.
Yeah.
She was saying it in his face, like, you don't get
is
to.
fighting for women and kids.
Yes,
That's what she's doing.
no,
as a
literally,
lawyer.
she is the face.
That's
of,
her job.
She is representing every single woman in Iraq, and that is so powerful. It's good for her. And there was another sheikh,
Yeah.
a religious man that gets to either agree with her or him, right? So he was saying that the years were documented wrongly
Yeah.
in the books, other than the Quran. Quran is the only thing that did not change
Yeah.
over the years, right?
Yeah.
Everything else has been changed and shifted to make it more convenient for certain people in power.
Yes, yes.
So for them to say that Prophet Muhammad got married to a girl that
No.
was 9 years old, he literally was saying that in a lot of the books they said that it got documented wrongly the years, and she was 16.
Yeah.
She was not 9. And to me, I will take 16. That is not. That's
It's up to me to say what's true at this
That's
point. Just
fucking
like it's up to
crazy.
you to say what is
not,
true at
I
this
would
point.
not be. I would not be Muslim. I'm sorry. I would not be Muslim. I would not believe in this religion if that was true. So stop saying shit in the name of a certain religion. Stop doing shit and nasty shit and throwing it back at something else that billions of people believe in, because you're just hindering the image of this religion. And it's already been hindered so many times, so we don't need you to
Hinder it.
to
Again.
hinder it more.
True.
We are actually just having people to see us for who we are truly, and have respect for us and love the religion and actually be empathetic toward us, and not actually see us as terrorists and barbaric and all
And
this
by
bullshit.
the way, everybody that who is speaking against these new laws that they want to implement in Iraq is a wrong person.
Yeah.
Everybody that goes out and says these laws are not good, they're hurting the women rights, they're hurting the children rights, the government shifts and be like, oh, this person is not good. They're against
You might be
freedom,
killed.
They're against the religion. They're against everybody. What? So we either agree or we are wrong.
Yeah.
There is no in between.
And
There is no we are right, because we are fighting for human rights. Simple human rights, honestly.
the audacity to even have the right to say that we don't have right to speak about it
is
is insane.
it is insane.
Because we are humans, we are educated, we know exactly what we want from
Yeah.
this life, and we're not sheeps. I'm sorry, we're not just gonna follow exactly what you tell us.
And women are 50%.
You're not
of
God.
The community. 50%. Men are 50. The women are 50. Women are 50% of the population in Iraq, or just like 50% of the community. Just like men are 50%, the women are 50%. And even if you go to Iraq and see the buildings and the schools and every like, I would say, what do you call it? Like every company, every business has a huge amount of women that are working in it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's not like you go to Iraq and all you see is men. No, women are very involved. Even in the government, women are involved in every single thing. So for them to take their simplest rights, which is inheritance, marriage, and family laws, like the current law has no problems. Absolutely no problems. It's been over 50 years that we've been using this law. Over 70 years that we've been using the current laws. So there are no changes. If now you want to change things and people are against it, then there's something wrong.
And why is it always revolved around women? What's going on?
And kids.
Like, what is going on? Like,
real.
why are we giving so much power to men, and then they already have that power now with
So
the
true.
current law? They already
So
have
true.
so much power. So why are we giving them even more power?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't make sense. Now that women are being very educated and out there and being strong and then getting their own money and being very independent, now you want to take that away from them.
So true.
It doesn't.
With the existence of social media, with the existence of how
Yeah.
fast we get information, you can't do stuff like this. You absolutely can't. And I hope that this thing gets destroyed and does not really get implemented. I feel like, I hope, I
Hopefully.
really do have a huge hope that it does not get implemented. It gets us like there is something that is going to stop it and is not going to get implemented because it does not make sense.
Inshallah,
does not
wallah,
make
but
sense.
I'm scared. I'm really scared, because having the audacity to even put it out there, that says a lot about it being.
True. And by the way, I
Being
heard
the
that
law.
it's been they want to change it for years. Like this is not the first year that they thought about this.
It's stupid though,
Yeah.
because I just think if they have changed it 20, 30 years ago, yes, people were not that educated and they did not
Yeah.
have that much resources because we were in war.
It's so true.
But now, come
True.
on, now we're
People are over
we
this.
are very
Too educated for
very
them to
educated,
accept
yeah.
this into their society. It's something that people, men, women, kids are not going to accept. Especially kids. Like if I was a kid, like 7,
Yeah.
6 in Iraq, I'll be afraid. I'll go out in the streets and protest. Like, what do
Yeah.
you mean you're gonna take me from my mom and give me to my dad? Even if I love my dad to death, I don't care. I make my own rules. You know what I mean? At
Yeah.
7, I would know what's up with this life.
Especially, listen, especially Iraqi kids.
For
I'm
real.
sorry, we've seen shit that nobody has ever seen.
True.
The Middle East kids have seen a lot
They're
of
built
stuff.
different.
Yeah.
The-
I'm sorry, when shit that scare people here doesn't get to me, and I'm not like saying it in a way that I'm bragging.
no.
It's not something to brag about because as a kid, I should have felt a specific way of fear or stuff like that. Because I'm a kid, I should be scared.
Yeah.
But we were built and raised in an environment that we were taught not to be scared of anything and always
True.
to be vocal and always
True.
say something when something is hindering our lives.
True.
So
We've been in survival
try it
mode
with someone,
our entire life.
Yeah, try it with someone else.
Yeah.
Please, not people from Iraq, because we're very strong and very resilient, and we will take care of this shit one way or another.
True. And not afraid to speak out whatsoever. So it is what it is. But
It
this
is
is
what it
a topic that we really wanted to talk about. And then
Yeah.
we'll keep you posted. Hopefully, we'll come up here and tell you that it did not get implemented. So let's pray that.
Please, hopefully, pray with us.
And now we are sweating because it
Yeah.
is 100 degrees right now. And
Only?
yeah, it is 100
It
degrees
feels
today.
like 150.
Exactly.
Ugh.
We'll see you next time when there is AC. I love you so much.
I see.
Bye.
See.